For years, I thought confidence was something that you were born with. I thought people were naturally good with conversation. I felt like some people were naturally outgoing and some people were naturally confident. And I was not one of them. But after reading these three books, I realized that confidence is not a personality trait, it is a skill. This book completely changed the way I saw people, the way I saw confidence, and the way I even saw myself. So today, instead of giving you boring summary about these books, I'm going to be sharing the lessons I learned that actually changed my life. And trust me, one of these lessons might be exactly what you need to hear. The first book is called How to Win Friends and Influence People. Before I read this book, I used to feel like talking to people was something that you either have it or you don't have it. So when I felt awkward in conversation, I felt like I was not a social person. But this book completely changed that mindset for me. One of the biggest lessons I learned from this book is that people are not analyzing you the way you think they are analyzing you. People are thinking about their self more than they are thinking about you. Then I would walk into a room and I would feel like everybody noticed how nervous I was, not knowing that people were just thinking about themselves. They were thinking about what food or what lunch would they have to eat, or if they are even appearing okay themselves. So people are not thinking about you. You are not in the spotlight you feel you are. People are on their own spotlight. People are thinking about their own problems. They are thinking about their own appearance. They are thinking about if they embarrass themselves. They are thinking about what they will even say next. What you are insecure about is probably what they never notice because they are on their own spotlight. The lesson two I got from this book is that stop trying to be interesting, be interested. I used to think that confidence is having the perfect thing to say. So instead of trying to impress people, trying to think about the perfect thing to say, I started listening. Not just listening, but active listening. That is, I'm not just waiting for my turn to talk, but rather I'm listening to people. I ask questions, I listen to details, those small details, and allow people to talk about what they enjoy. So I noticed that when I started applying this, even in small conversations started to be less stressful for me because I shifted my attention from myself to the other person. I was not trying to perform, I was connecting. The second book is You Are a Badass. This book is very direct. It talks about mindset. It basically tells you to stop doubting yourself and start living the life that you want to live, that person that you want to become. Lesson one, your thoughts are shaping your decision more than you think. Sometimes the problem is not talking. The problem is what you are thinking before you talk. If you are thinking that you're awkward, you act awkward. If you are thinking that you don't belong, you will withdraw. If you feel like people don't like you, you will withhold yourself. You are already judging yourself even before something happens. This book helped me to realize something, that the way you see yourself is the way you will show up. The second lesson is fear is normal, but you don't have to obey it. Everybody feels fear when they want to try something new, when they want to speak in public. But do they allow the fear to control them? No. Confidence is doing that thing that you want to do anyway, despite the fear that you are feeling at that time. So confidence is not the absence of fear. It is the action despite the fear. This book pushed me to stop shrinking myself. Because you cannot tell yourself that you have to be ready before you start something. If you tell yourself that you want to be ready before you start, you might not start that thing that you want to do. You build your confidence by doing it while you are still uncomfortable, not waiting until you are ready before you start doing something. So instead of waiting to be more confident first, I started doing small and simple things like speaking up more even when I felt nervous. And over time, it became normal to me. And this is not because the fear disappeared, but rather I stopped allowing the fear to control me. The third book is Why You Act the Way You Do. This book is a bit different because it helps me understand personality. This book made me understand that I am not weird, but I am wired differently. So in lesson one, people have different temperaments and that affects the way they behave socially. So he talked about 5 temperaments. He talked about the sanguine, choleric, phlegmatic, and the melancholy. And these personality traits, you can either have one as a primary or you can have both. Okay, so I don't want to really deep into talking about the personality trait, but the sanguine, they are extroverted, they are the life of the party, they make a lot of friends and they live in the present. Then the choleric, they are also on the extroverted part. They are more active and they are hot-tempered. And when they make plans, they follow through. Challenges don't stop them. Rather, during challenges, they still accomplish their goals. So if they still want to accomplish this thing, they actually accomplish it. The phlegmatic, they are introverted. These are the type of people that they are very calm, they are understanding, they are easygoing, they are quiet, they want to be left alone, they love peace, they don't like attention, they mind their business, they don't judge others, they don't get angry easily. The melancholy can be extroverted and they can also be introverted depending on the who they are with or the situations. Okay, so the melancholy, they are perfectionists and they are creative, they have mood swings. Why did I list all these personality traits? So you can see from this book that some people are naturally quiet, some people are naturally loud, and that's actually okay. So you are not weird. Something is not wrong with you. You are just wired differently. So instead of you trying to be someone different, if you have to be trying to be a completely different person, be the best version of yourself. Love your personality. Try to improve your personality instead of wanting to be another person. Instead of working against your personality, think of ways you can work on it. How does this 3 book connect? If I look at all these 3 books, they kind of build on one same idea. The first book teaches on how to connect with people. The second book teaches on how to believe on yourself while doing it. And the third book helps you to understand why you behave the way you do in the first place. Instead of trying to become a completely different person, I started seeing confidence as something I can build a step at a time. Not overnight, not perfectly, but gradually. I'm not suddenly going to say I'm the most perfect person ever. But what I can say is that I am not the same person I was before. I overthink less, I speak up more, and I don't panic as much in social situations. And most of that not come from trying harder, but rather it came from thinking differently. If you are quiet or shy, or you feel like something is wrong with you, I just want you to know that something is not wrong with you. You are not weird for thinking this way. You're not the only one struggling with this. Confidence is something you build. It's not something that you just magically wake up with. And if you take, even if it's just one idea from this book and start applying it in your life, you will see that things will start changing gradually. Not instantly, but gradually. And that's it. That's what we want. Thank you for watching. You can like, subscribe to my channel.